guys who think you're running things. I got news for you, cause I look your way, don't mean you're running me. I don't like the way you're approaching me, and I ain't your shawty. So don't make a scene, raising your voice and waving your hand.
A lot of the issues that we're facing today and in the past is the foundations that we're lacking when it comes to relationships. Like we're not building foundations anymore. We're building hookups. We're building meet and greets. We're building sex situations, not even relationships. We're building relationships and relations and not relationships.
Right. Situationships.
And situationships. And flirtationships and not actual relationships. And the relationships is you coming to the door, not you blowing for me or texting me saying I'm outside.
I will not come outside.
Yeah, my daddy told me I don't play that. No man blows for no woman.
You will be waiting.
And I think I truly missing a lot of that because we think that that's old fashioned and technology today says we shouldn't do those things. But I think a little with the old mixed in with the new builds for something greater later.
Right. But we definitely got to remember the old, and that's what we forget about when it comes to our relationships and love. Like Don said, this modern technology is messing up the traditional love that we had back in the day. Like
people used to court.
I think we have to go back.
They don't do that no more.
I think we have to go back to the basics because the basic worked for us. The basic work for our mothers and fathers. That's why they was married for 40 and 50 years and been together. Everybody got the same dad. It's so much different today where they're telling us, you don't have to really have a relationship. It's okay. You ain't got to have nobody. And I think it's not value. It's not value. Absolutely. It's devalued. Absolutely.
It's better for you to cheat and live in the microwave society than it is to say, let's build something. And don't get me started, but I believe all of that plays a part into tearing down our race.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, because if you look at other races, you'll see them in a park no matter what they got going on. He could be on coke, he could be beating her or whatever. They are at the zoo with their little red wagon with their kids and their park. And they're going on about
they stick to their traditions.
They're sticking to their structure.
Yes,
which is family. Which is family.
And I'm 25 and like when I date and I say, hey, I want to be married by 27, I want to be married by 28 or whatever the case may be, it's always like, well, that's so old fashioned. I'm like, well, my grandmother was married at 14. Well, that was back in the day. I was like, so what? Like, just because she was 14 years old, she probably was mature at 14 to get married. And who says, well, the 14-year-old's not mature these days? That's their parents. My parents raised me as, hey, this is how it is, and it's in my genes, and that's what I want to do. So I looked at like,
your parents raised you to follow tradition.
Because you don't want to be out here dating a bunch of guys or doing this and that.
And let me go back to saying, the reason why I say basics, because that's the way I grew up, and if they want to call it tradition, I call it great living. I call it great values. And the reason why I say that, because I watch my aunts and uncles who had these long-lasting relationships. So when I finally got with the man that I got with at 14, with 7 children, we have 7 kids together. We adopted one, so we raised 8. I always thought this was the right thing to do.
Exactly.
I had all my kids with him. I was taught commitment. I was never taught, because a relationship get bad, things go wrong.
Run away.
You run.
For better or for worse.
You have to stand there and test. It's called the test of time. And let me say this: the values of family was more precious back then in days than it is today. We don't value family today, and why we don't, I don't know why.
I think a big part of a lot of the breakdown is that. I think those things do happen within our age group. I think that women in our age group are very capable of having positive, loving relationships with the new wife and with
the new girlfriend
and with men. I think that is happening. But I think, unfortunately, the negative is what's overpowering and overshadowing all of the positive things that we just have to reconstruct the conversation, and we have to reconstruct what it looks like, what black love as a 25-year-old, as a 30-year-old, what it looks like.
More than upbringing, it has a lot to do with entertainment and society. You're labeled as the baby mama instead of the child's mother. You don't necessarily, like, everybody's not going to be married to the father, the child, and mother of their child. But when you get that label, baby mama, the first thing that pops in your mind is ghetto, ignorant, this, that, you know, but when you think of it as, okay, I'm this child's mother. That's just when I meet people and I say, you know, it's my ex-husband, this is my son's father. I would never ever let him call him baby daddy. Never.
Because that seems to address when you say things like negativity, that you have problems.
Because you got these songs by 3 6 Mafia. That's just my baby mama.
And it goes like,
and it's all negative, child support, court, all that. It's just like, oh no.
and it's a cycle from upbringing, like how you say you were brought up and how I was brought up, and they call us old souls. It's not about an old soul, it's just the way we were brought up. And a lot of these people were brought up continuously in the chain effect of this negative energy, and they suck it in. Like it has a lot to do with upbringing, and we just need to try to change that. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
we also so negative towards the female,
right? And it's not even the female that's doing it.
What I'm saying is that,
But how do you fix it?
easy. You let it go.
You fix yourself.
You not even that. It's just the relationship didn't work. Y'all
Let it
see
go.
that he with this person. Whether you feel like that's the love of your life, oh my God, I can't believe. If that person had the courage and the audacity to walk out on you for whatever reason it was,
Let them go.
let him go.
What would you say? Because I have teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say to your teenager that's growing up in this right now? Because I believe you have to be the example.
I believe that
You
you
do.
should value
You
yourself
You do
more
have to be the
than you
How
do somebody
do
else.
you do that if
You
don't know
continue,
how?
you continue as
See,
the mother of that child, you continue to empower those kids. I have 5, 6 boys and 2 girls, and what I told them, what you see and what you hear out there is not all truth.
Yeah.
Some things are dressed up for you to believe, just like the media.
Exactly.
You gotta understand that. So we take our children, we take our loved ones. My husband was the biggest drunk, he drank all the time, but he was a good lover, he was a good father. He did the things that needed to be done. And I always told my kids, what you see out here ain't real. Kids will always remember, even just like a relationship, or what we did. We'll never remember how much money we spent on each other, or what we
Just
bought.
the time that was spent.
It was those things are valuable.
I think it's important to reinforce those teachings and those values and those morals at home, but we have to remember, just as a community,
Society
it's a
still
collective effort.
Yeah.
Because children, not even children, but younger people just in general, I think people, I don't think it's people are so impressionable.
Yeah.
People look at the media and they look at entertainment. We have to, just as a community, take our power back. Black women, we are not what you see on Love and Hip Hop. We are not what you see.
Not
on
at all.
I'm a little bit of that.
And we we are a multifaceted. We are not just this singular, one-sided community of people.
Absolutely.
Love and Hip Hop, why you keep seeing these types of programming on television, is because people watch it and they think it's good and it makes money. What makes you think
Ratchet
that?
TV.
Ratchet TV, it's a genre now. Ratchet TV. So what do you do to change it? You take the power back. We stop watching Ratchet TV.
But we
stop getting on social.
They love that great entertainment of fighting and bitterness.
But we can if we keep saying, but we're not. We're not gonna do that.
So
if we don't put expectations, if we don't set the bar high and say we can achieve this, we can stop watching Love and Hip Hop. If we don't expect anything greater from ourselves, how can we expect anybody on the outside looking in to expect greater from us?
Exactly. I say reach back.
Yeah,
These
that's
kids
important.
are dying for
By the
attention,
wayside.
discipline, acknowledgement, and to be heard. And we're not doing any of those things because they really have something powerful to say. We're just not paying attention to it. I have these discussions with my kids all the time so that they're free to be themselves. They're free to express themselves. And then you turn around and say, hey, that's too short for you. You don't need to be wearing that because when you wear this, you're grabbing the attention of this, and this.
All the negative
And
attention that you don't want.
you know how we used to say, do as I say, not as I do? That's just the opposite. Kids see what they see us do.
It's learned behavior.
So when we go back and we tell them something different, we're not doing that thing, then it's like, who the hell are you to tell me to do this and you getting hot? So we have to be the example, set the example, and then turn around and be bold enough to say, that's not right.